Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this unboxing, first impressions, a walkthrough of the Dream Visions Tarot. This is a deck I'm really excited to get into it. Let's do it. Can we just pause for a moment and appreciate the match of the cloth to this beautiful box? I'm actually mildly concerned that it's going to be too good of a match and we're gonna have a hard time seeing the cards and the contrast, but we'll sort that out. I just couldn't not. Peggy had recently found this beautiful fabric. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty and I wanted it on my table. So here we go. Here we are. This is how we got here. Before we get into the actual deck, we're going to talk about goodies that came with the deck. This was a deck I backed on Kickstarter. It did remind me of another deck. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So if you're curious, stick around. Let's talk about goodies. So I don't remember this part, but there were goodies with the Kickstarter. So we got this really pretty bookmark that is just gorgeous. It's two-sided. This is chakras. If it's not chakras, if it's not intended to be chakras, too bad. It's chakras. At least to me it is. I'm loving this sort of cosmic egg vibe of this bookmark. This is so pretty. It's just a basic bookmark. It's nothing that exciting, but like also the artwork is stunning. It's just stunning. There's something so cosmic about the Dream Vision Tarot in general, and we're going to get into that, but it's got this otherworldly feel that is so unique, and I don't have anything in my collection that has this feeling at all, and I'm so excited for it. So that's the bookmark that came, and it looks like we have some stickers. So this is like a really pretty sphere. It's got a very three-dimensional cool look. We have this like eye sticker, and then this is really pretty. So I'm going to put this stuff with all my sticker stuff. And then we also have some artworks here. So this is the same as what's on the box, it looks like. Only, of course, this one is turned, so it's wider. Got that one. That looks like a two of coins to me, or two of pentacles. It's really beautiful, like lemniscate action here. And this one. They're just, I mean, the art style of this deck. Again, it's unlike anything else. It's got a very sort of cosmic, sort of star-seedy kind of feel to it, but I don't know. It drew me in when I first saw it. So let's take a look at the box. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's a magnetic, yes, wraparound box. I couldn't remember. When I get stuff like this in, I usually just take all the plastics off and like make sure there's no plastics or anything around the deck. And then I put everything away and tuck it aside until I'm ready to do the walkthrough, because I don't let myself play with these decks until I do this part first. This has become part of the bonding ritual for me and my decks. But anyways, I digress. So we open it up. And then inside, and this is hard to read, it says, "We fully awaken when we sleep. Close your eyes and see. Let your dreams be with you. Be your guide. Begin from within." I wish this rainbow was a little bit bigger because it's really hard to see. So you're kind of filling in the gaps a little bit because it's quite dark there. And then there's like a hand here. That's really pretty. And we have a ribbon lift out for the cards. Oh my God! I forgot. I'm sure I noticed when I took the plastic off, but I totally forgot that they are a gorgeous holographic edge. Okay, so if you saw my ultimate guide to cardstock video and you want to see me nerd out on cardstock and bling and details of card deck production, I'll link that in the cards. But I did have a little moment. I wish I'd had this deck out for that video because I was talking or trying to show the rainbow in holographic gilding in that video and really struggling with the one deck that I had it on that was handy at the time because that deck is very well worn. And it has taught me something very important, which I mentioned in that video, which is that once holographic decks get a little bit broken in, that rainbow is a little harder to spot because they're just a little bit less shiny. They do keep the rainbow, but it's just a little harder to find. But oh, it's so pretty. Stop playing with the cards, Lisa. You got a video to make. Come on now. Okay, so we're going to get into the cards, but quick note, the bottom of the box has that really beautiful artwork in the bottom. It does have a very dreamy quality, and it does make me, wait, I just realized, is there no guidebook for this deck? Cards, maybe there's a digital guidebook. I clearly did not do my homework before pulling this out. So we're going to be flying blind. We're just going to be going off the imagery. I'm suspecting there is a digital guidebook because usually there is one. That's a little bit of a bummer, actually. I wish there was a printed guidebook in the box. I forgot, or I didn't realize or something until just now. So, but I do think this will be a fun deck to read intuitively, so I guess we'll see. But now I wish there had been like, you know how sometimes there's like a little slip of paper in here or something that says, you know, oh, go download the digital guidebook here. There's nothing. So I hope there is one, at least digitally. I'm going to have to check that out. So I will definitely let you guys know when I work with this deck how that all panned out, because I do enjoy working with guidebooks. Okay, the backs are these really funky kind of cosmic eye shapes. It seems reversible to me. I'm not noticing anything that seems obviously different about either side, so that looks good. It doesn't feel particularly thick, but it doesn't feel flimsy. It's got some nice snapback. It doesn't feel extra smooth or anything. It's got a little bit of, it's matte. Okay, I'm going to stop because I did all that in my cardstock video, so we're not going to do that right now. But anyways, let me zoom us in. I think it's going to look just fine against this backing. I do really enjoy the colors. Oh, I was going to say what deck this deck reminded me of. So before we get into that, when I first spotted the Kickstarter campaign, this deck reminded me immediately, the colors in it anyways, reminded me of the Mystic Mondays tarot, which I wanted to love so much more than I did, and I never quite loved enough to even bother getting it to try it. Plus, I'd heard there were some production issues. Plus, it was glossy. There was other things. But this gave me that kind of vibe. And I was really excited about that because while they're really nothing alike in reality, it was the color similarities, or the color palette that kind of felt similar to me. It kind of drew me into this deck so that I could look a little closer. And when I looked a little closer, I was like, this is really pretty. So we're going to just take a tour and see. There is a dreamy, otherworldly kind of quality to this. And I'm just excited to get into it. Now, you're going to notice throughout the deck, at least I remember from the artwork in preview images on Kickstarter, there are these figures, and I'm going to bring him up really close so you can see our magician. Their faces all have this kind of like slit eyes, like there's just like a slit of light where their eyes are, basically, and they're very like, I don't want to say, it's as if I'm talking to or engaging with a being. It feels like a higher life form. And I'm not like big into I love watching like alien shows and things like that. It doesn't make me think aliens. If I were to pick any like being I feel like might look like this in my mind, in my fantasy mind, it'd be like Atlanteans or like ancient civilizations that were actually highly technologically advanced, but that like got phased out or something. I mean, I'm getting into like conspiracy, like not conspiracy, but like woo-woo territory here. But like it kind of gives me that really interesting higher dimension vibe. I don't know how else to say it. There's something about this particular figure style that makes me feel like I'm connecting to another plane. Again, it's very woo, but that's kind of what I'm loving about this deck. And again, I have nothing else in my collection that comes anywhere close to this style that feels like this, but it is something that I noticed right away. Like, look at this High Priestess. Look at how mysterious she is. She's behind these veils, the dark and white light veil. She's got this sparkly like night sky, almost glowing scroll in her hand. There's this connection of like mystery, this thread, I guess, of mystery. But I mean, it's breathtaking, and there's a glow and a light to this artwork that there was a couple decks. I actually backed this one, I think within days or a couple of weeks of backing the Phantom Tarot, and in both cases, something about the light was speaking to me at that time. Something about the way that both decks in their art showed light really caught my attention. And I feel like my honest reactions to this one are so much more potent than they were to the other. And this is one of those examples, like the lotus here and the glowing light in the womb space, and the softness and the kind of the veiling around her head. It just gives this very ethereal, it's something special. I wish I knew how to better describe it. I love the strength here in the Emperor card. I love the ring that's kind of, I feel like my eye is drawn to this ring on his hand and this sign of power, and also this like shoulder armor that's happening here. It's a different perspective. I think it's really interesting that he has that sort of like almost devil-like horn situation happening, which I don't equate with the specifically with the devil, but I mean often in the devil card we'll see a character like that. And it just, I love that the third eye is lit up here, but I also love the colors. Like if we look at this from a color perspective, the color, the play with color, it just gives such a different feel. Like we get mystery here, we get glow and soothing energy here, we get like intensity here. And so it's very intentional, it seems to me, the work with color in this deck. The Hierophant. I mean, oh man. Not what you would expect. right? Like this isn't what you would expect. The perspective is not the same. The day-night equanimity here is not what I would have expected. I really need a guidebook. I need to look it up after this. I'm so excited. This is beautiful. So instead of the lovers, we have the twins. And you get this idea of a focus on duality, it feels like to me, of sort of yin-yang energy, or of like active-passive energy, or of like cosmic, earthy energy. There's just interesting, this is a very energy forward kind of deck to me. I love the chariot here. I love that we have the sign, not the sign, but the constellation for Cancer here on the body of this figure. And these two horses, the heads of the horses, the white and the dark, are facing each other, but they look calm and peaceful. And there's this, again, very cosmic throughout the, yeah, this, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Talk about color for a second. Like the dramatic shifts in color from card to card are so stimulating. Like I don't know how else to describe it. This is incredible. The big expansion of hair, the change in the jewelry, and even the way that the face is decorated here. The embrace of the lion. I want to know what constellation that is. I need a guidebook. Like I want a big guidebook for this deck. I'm sure there's a digital. I cannot wait to sink into this. This is so pretty. And again, look at the shift. The dramatic shifts in color palette from card to card are so exciting to me. The Hermit here is like in a cloak, literally, of constellations, holding the lamp. That is beautiful. The Wheel of Fortune, we have our fixed signs, I think, around the outside here. I'm not sure. I know that's Aquarius. And then I'm lost. Like, I don't know. I'm having a whole moment. This is so pretty. Look at this Hanged Man. Look at the peace and the calm here. And it's very zoomed in a lot of ways. This Death card is spectacular. I don't have words. And I wonder in what types of readings I'll be drawn to use this deck. Although I feel as though I keep running out of words. That doesn't happen to me very often, you guys. This Temperance is beautiful with the rainbow effect. Look at this Devil. The fact that you can't really see his face. The fact that it feels like this chain with these almost handcuff-like clasps at either end is like coming towards you. Like it feels very intense. This deck feels very intimate in the sense that it feels very close. Like I feel like we're very zoomed into a lot of the figures, and actually if we look back, there's a lot of that feeling of being very close to these figures, of being like really confronted with them close. Like we're in this moment. We don't feel that sense of distance, and I think that closeness in the deck so far is really throwing me in a good way. Like it's like jarring in a good way. I think in a useful way. The Tower. The Star. Oh my gosh. This is perfect. This Moon card. Like it almost feels different. Like what I love about this, you've got this little crescent moon and all of this shadow, and you can't really see anything. And if you look up close, it's blurred right here. It's not super sharp and in focus. So by contrast, there's the sun. Sharp, easy to read, and it's blurred. And it was an artistic choice. And I think it's fantastic. The sun. Again, a jarring color shift. Again, the Judgment here with the big horn here and all these hands reaching. And the World. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. Our Ace. Ooh, look at this too, with the 2 wands here and this. Oh, there's so much space. It's a spacious feeling deck. It feels expansive. This 4 of Wands in the shape of the house, which is great because 4 is of course being structure and solidity. Again, we're close up. We have these hands. Now there's another deck I have that has this similar feel, and I want to say it is the Fountain Tarot, but I could be wrong, in the 5 of Wands. And I do like that close-up, like hands crossed kind of vibe to this deck. Not necessarily innovative, but effective, particularly in the close-up feel of this deck. The 6 of Wands. This is so interesting. Again, we're super close up. We're zoomed in to a particular moment, like the raising of the hand, the owning of power, and stepping into success. Yeah. This is really different. again, I want a guidebook right now, like in front of me, but I don't have one. My first impressions on this, we do get the feeling of, weirdly, there's hands here, but there's something, I don't know if it's the space between the hands that's coming down. Like, do you see that? Like this part right here. It almost feels like the hands are both hands and also like landscape up high, and that's like a river or something. I don't know. I'm so eager to dip into this and like learn more. It's unreal. The 9. Oh, holding them up like dominoes crashing down or falling down and like trying to keep everything from falling down. That's so the energy of the 9 of Wands. The 10 of Wands here feels very optimistic. Here's our Page of Wands, very youthful energy with the roundness of the face. The Knight of Wands, very intense. Queen of Wands, oh yes, she is perfect. The King of Wands. Oh, and again, look at the difference. The intensity of the wand suit. And if we really step back and look at the colors, actually, let's do that, of the wand suit, or the color palette overall, you do get that feeling of a lot of like reds and golds throughout this whole suit. So you have that feel. And then we shift, again, dramatic color palette shift to the cups. And we have soothing, blue, green, lavender. Again, we kind of keep those soothing colors here in the 2. This is stunning. The sun here, the moon here, and the way that they're interplaying with one another is, oh my goodness, I am like really enamored with this deck. It's so different in a way that's, the word stimulating just keeps coming to mind. I'm sure that's going to make some of you giggle, but it's just, I feel like I'm visiting a world that, or a plane or something that I never knew existed. It's it's so poignant. And it's very emotive, right? Here we're in the cups and I'm thinking emotion, but in the wands, I was actually really feeling the intensity. And it's interesting because I feel like this deck is literally translating feeling to me through the use of color and the way that the art is depicted. But like, I feel like I was feeling a lot of those fiery, intense kind of stimulated feelings in the wands. But then as I'm getting into the cups, I'm feeling kind of almost tender. It's really, maybe I'm just really susceptible to that kind of thing, but I'm really feeling it. I like here how we have the head in the clouds literally happening here. But and I like how all 7 of the cups, ironically, their contents are only ever so slightly different, if at all. Like you could argue that these 2 are the same, and like these 3 purple ones are the same, and then these 2 are a little bit different, but barely. Like it's like, how do you know? The 8, love that. The 9, that's just wonderful. I wish her posture here was more open, because there's such a contentedness to the 9 of Cups. But so I wish the physical body language was a little bit more open here. That's my only quibble so far. There's just something really, really special and unique about this deck. The 10 of Cups is beautiful. Ooh, I love this page. Look at this youth kind of with the fishes all wrapped up in their hair. That is like, that's spectacular. I love that. The Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh. The Queen. Like she's actually underwater with the fish. And the King. I love this. I love that he's like at the surface. Oh man. Okay. And now we go from the feeling. Let's take a look at the cups from a palette perspective here real quick. So this is what the cups feel like. This is a big shift, but look at what I mean with the emotion. That feels, the color palette feels like the 5 of Cups. And that color palette feels like the 6 of Cups. Like, and I'm not an artist. Like I'm not like, but I feel like the color is used so effectively. Okay, I'm going to stop. I feel like I'm really gushing. I paid for this deck with my own money, y'all. This was not sent to me for review or anything. In fact, the creator reached out to me and I was like, oh yeah, I've already backed it. It's already happening. It's already coming. I'm going to make the video anyways. Don't worry about it. It's happening. But I'm really wowed in a way that I wasn't even by the campaign. Like just traveling through these cards is such an experience. The Ace. Oh, look at the 2. And again, there's that bright light up moment of the Ace of Swords. And then we have this very closed off, tight feeling of the 2 of Swords. And I just feel like it's making me feel things. This whole deck. I do like that the swords here aren't piercing the heart. So you can see the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith image in this image if you'd like. But you can also go another way with it, which is nice. The Four of Swords. This is really interesting. I want a guidebook. I know some of you are probably like, Lord, there's a digital guidebook. Just calm down, Lisa. Just go look it up. I could pause this video and look it up, but I don't want to interrupt the flow of this experience to do that. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm just going to keep complaining about it while I go through the deck. This Five of Swords. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? I see the hand here kind of holding the two swords. And I see three popping up, but I can't tell what's happening here. That's really interesting. I don't know. The Six. Oh, the ferrying of this card. And this further sort of solidifies that feeling I have that the figures in this deck are not meant to be strictly human, right? They're at least that's the impression I get, especially with this. It's like they're guardians or they're beings from another dimension. Again, I feel like this deck is putting me right into all my woos feelings, all my woo-woo feelings. I don't know what the right word is for it. There's the Seven. Oh, the trapped, hemmed in, claustrophobic feeling of the Eight there. The Nine. And the 10. I will say, I think one of the things that excites me about this is how different it is. But I also feel like there's definitely a lot happening in this deck that would make me say maybe not the best beginner deck. Like this is definitely an example of that. Some of the imagery I think is really, really clear. And a lot of it is interpretive. Which, I mean, all of tarot is interpretive, right? But there's a type of interpretation of, I don't know what the right word is. There's a type of that I feel like the person who made this deck gets tarot, right? And has feelings about it and has illustrated those feelings about it. And I think it's really effective. But I also feel like it's the kind of deck that like is meant to jar you a little bit, is meant to shake up your preconceived ideas about tarot, which is not always the most helpful thing when you're trying to learn tarot. But I think this deck so far is very exciting to me. Anyway, Page and Knight. Love this Queen. Love him. Oh my gosh. And again, I'm using a lot of gendered terms throughout this walkthrough because that's how I'm personally relating to it. But I think it's really interesting to note that there is easily a gender ambiguity that you could explore. I feel like from my own personal perspective, I feel like it's possible because these beings are so much other that I feel like you could play with that quite a bit with this and explore that with this deck. And I think that would be perfectly suitable and would fit really well with the world building that's been done in this deck. The 2, 3, 4. Again, the shift in the color palette from, say, the very closed in feeling of the 4, the very collaborative feeling of the 3. I feel like I'm talking nonsense, and maybe some of you will understand. I wish there were another figure. Oh, I just realized. Okay, so just now my camera cut me off because my memory card was full. It was a whole process. Anyways, I was just complaining when my memory card had cut me off, or my camera had cut me off. I was complaining that there's only one figure in the 6 of Pentacles, or the 6 of Coins. Because usually you see somebody in a position of having and somebody in a have-not position, and there's an exchange of energy or resources happening. And I was going to just flip the card, and then I looked a little closer from an angle, and there's hands in the dark down here. How effective is this as an image to portray the one who has in full light, very visible, easily seen, and the one who has not down here in darkness? That is something. Wow. 7. I'm still reeling from that 6. That was a lot, hey? The 8 of Pentacles here. She looks almost like she's like, I'm thinking singing bowl, but that doesn't seem to be what she's doing. She looks like she might be holding a pen or something, some kind of tool. Like she's doing something. It's just, I want to know more. Maybe this deck is meant to be mysterious in that way. Maybe there is no guidebook. Maybe that's all part of it. It's just that you have your own experience, your own journey with these. I don't know. I don't know that I would be surprised if that were the case, given the experience I'm having. The 9. The 10. geez, lovely. I love this Page of Pentacles so much. I mean, come on. The way that this is capturing the energy of how I see the Knight of Pentacles in my head as a personality type, to see this and to see how accurately I feel like this demonstrates who the Knight of Pentacles is. I don't have words. It's so good. I'm just going to have to say it's good. And same thing here with the Queen of Pentacles. Look at this little bunny over here, little bunny-like creature. And the King. And again, if we look at color palette, this is something that excites me, right? You can see there's a predominance of greens and yellows. Again, not exclusively, not in a way where I feel like the creator has boxed herself in any way, but where you get this thread of green and yellow and some pink through these cards. Some blues, of course, but like the primary, you feel like that the dominant energy here is definitely that green shade. I am so excited about this. Let's zoom out. I need to shuffle. We need to shuffle and just see what's happening here. They feel sturdy, a little bit stiff. I think they'll break in nicely. The gilding, unfortunately, does feel a little sharp on the hand. This shiny gilding, yes, even the holographic beautifulness does feel a little sharp when you're shuffling. Nothing like a super, super thick cardstock that has shiny gilding. This has some give. I'm getting a nice mix of cards. It's really, really even, not super clumpy happening there. Got some flexibility. It's beautiful. Oh my God, with the rainbow. I mean, you would have to holographic edge this deck. I mean, it's borderless. You just sink into the imagery. I mean, it's just the color and the play on what's happening here is just, it's something spectacular. I don't know what else to say. Again, I don't have anything that has this kind of a cosmic feel. I mean, it's not true in the sense that, I mean, I have my Moonchild Tarot, my Starchild Tarot, but this is something special. You know, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I would love to hear from any of you. If there is a deck that you feel like comes anything close to this energy, this particular vibe, this feel, if you do, tell us about it in the comments down below. I'd be curious because I feel like I look at a lot of decks and I feel like I review a lot of decks and I own a lot of decks. And it's not very often that one comes along like this that feels like it just takes me somewhere else entirely. I feel like I just went to a whole nother place, like an out-of-body experience or something. It just feels really transportive. I'm just really stinking excited about this deck. And I need to find out about the guidebook. I can't let it go. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to just check. Okay, I'm back. I don't know yes, it's at like 11:48 at night when I'm filming this. If you happen to notice the time on my phone, I don't know if there's a downloadable digital guidebook yet, but I don't want to wait to find out. But there is a dreamvisiontarot.com. It's just publicly available, the guidebook. So everything is here. So I'm really curious about some of them. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through, and wherever I see one that reminds me that I wanted to know more, I'm going to just pause. Oh my God. Oh my God, I hadn't seen this before. Okay, so when I was looking at the Devil card, I saw a figure. I was looking at this dark space, the blue, and it looked like this collar here, this, whatever this is. I didn't see, okay, anyways, this is so trippy to me. I thought I was looking up close and this figure was in silhouette and that yellow and red light was behind them, which is true. But this is one of those images that flips. And I don't know if you see it now, but these figures are faces and that is connecting them. They are connected by a chain and it is blueness behind them. Or is it? This is an optical illusion. This is so freaking cool. Oh my God, I can't. This is cool. I don't even know if that's intentional. It's got to be intentional, right? That's intentional. Did anybody else see it the way I saw it, where you saw like a figure here, like up close, like that's their ears up there. That's like something around their neck. Hello? Is it just me now? All I can see is the faces and that looks like the background now. Oh my God, that's such a trip. Okay, anyways. I can't at all. Okay, we've got court cards discussed here. The kings, the queens. So we're going backwards. Forgive my fast scrolling. I'm just really... The pages. Oh my gosh. Okay, wands. I know there was at least one here that I was super curious about. Okay, it looks like we're talking about the decans here, which is very exciting. At least that's my interpretation of this. I could be using the wrong word, but the Six of Wands, 10 to 20 degrees of Leo and Jupiter in Leo. I find the astrological references really super interesting. Yeah, I love this 9 of Wands. Okay, let's go into the cups because there was at least one, right? I understood the 4 of Cups. There was a couple that I was like, huh? Am I not going to find any of them now? Probably not. Okay, Swords. Ah, this 4 of Swords. Taking a break after a long journey, recovery, a tranquil time and rest is portrayed in this card. The future looks bright. Further, abundance and security in material terms are indications of healing as they permit the process. I wish there was more about the choice of the artwork here, about what we're seeing happening in the card. Ah, this one. Maybe this is another one of those negative space situations, but I still can't see it. And unfortunately, it's not describing the scene in the artwork, and I feel like now, after that negative imagery, or negative space thing, I feel like I'm not quite seeing. There's something I'm not seeing in this card, and it's bugging me. This just says feeling defeated, having to face one's failure. The anxiety, difficulty that comes from a battle or argument is symbolized. It might also indicate that you're dealing with an unreliable and ungrateful person. Like, yeah, but like, what is the art? Tell me what's in the art. I want to know all the things. I need to know. I need to know everything. I think that was the biggest one. I can't see anything else in here that particularly caught my attention, but it's clear that this is going to be a deck. I mean, from what I'm seeing, actually, maybe I need to look back at this website. Maybe there is a downloadable, maybe that's just meant to be like a snapshot. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's something meatier that I can download. I want more. I want more. I want to know. I want to know the creator's interpretation, like the 7 of Wands. I want to know what was intended here. What does this mean to them? And that's the thing. I will say that's one major, major gripe I have is that if I get a deck, especially one so beautifully and uniquely illustrated like this, I want to know about the artistic choices. Like, not maybe some things like really specific about color, but like more just generally, like, you know, oh, I really wanted to show this person who, or maybe not in that language, but like, you know, this picture showing somebody who's like not noticing the light behind her, or like, oops. I don't know. I want, like, this is so brilliant. And I wonder how many people, if they don't like really sit with it and let the image come to them, are they going to see even those hands down there? That was such a powerful image. Like, I want to know all the things. I'm just greedy that way, I guess. Just greedy. I love this choice of the moon. I feel like I remember something about this from the Kickstarter campaign, like finding out about this, or there was a vote about this, or discussion about this, or something. I feel like that happened. Maybe I'm making it up. But like the twins, I want to know more. Tell me more. Tell me more. This image trips me. Oh wait, no, look. Okay, I was not crazy, because in the guidebook, the image is cut off. So in the digital guidebook, you only see this much of the image, and all of a sudden I could see these faces. But before that, okay, so I was not tripping out. Okay, some of you guys are probably already yelling at the screen, but look at this. This is the full image. So when you look at that, you can clearly see the faces are chained and are kind of shouting almost. It looks like they're yelling. But when you zoom out, it's like this figure is the central thing. This is what you're looking at. Oh my God, that is such a cool image. I'm just really impressed. I'm just really impressed. Like, but I want to hear more about what the artist thinks and what their feelings were, and I just want to know everything. I'm really excited about this deck. Like, I'm really excited. It's one of the most beautiful Empress cards I think I've ever seen. It's so unique. It's so unique. I can't. Okay. I just can't. I just don't want to stop making this video because I just want to know everything. Okay. It's really late though. I'm up way past my bedtime to make this video. So I'm going to wrap it up, but I'm very, very, very excited about this deck in case you couldn't tell. And I will definitely keep you guys posted once I work with it so you know how I feel. Nice fan, even though the cardstock is very matte. This is a really exciting, beautiful deck. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's made me speechless so many times in this video because I just don't know what the right words are for it. It's so cool. All right. I guess that's all I can say. Super curious to hear your guys' thoughts. And if you have feelings or interpretations, or if you were seeing something in the cards that I missed, please point those things out below. If I did not point out a detail in any of these cards and you feel like sharing what you saw, I would love that, because this is the kind of artwork that we're all going to maybe see it a little differently. Like that I missed that detail in the Devil card, and I almost missed that detail in the Six of Pentacles, and those things are becoming so memorable, and that's so cool about this deck. So I would just love to hear your thoughts down below. And did you back this one? Do you plan to buy this one? Because this is really freaking cool. That's where I'm going to leave it. But thank you again so much for hanging out with me while I geeked out on this new to me deck. And as always, if this video was fun for you to watch, if you enjoyed yourself, or if you found value in it, click the like button. It helps me a lot. Please do subscribe if you enjoy videos like this. If you enjoy taking tours through unique and different decks, or hearing my random, long, rambly thoughts about tarot, then you'll probably enjoy yourself in this space. So hang out with me. That'd be awesome. And don't forget to click the little bell so you get all the notifications when I go live or I make videos like this. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.